across the U.S., managing the disease is a constant challenge. It's a 24/7-day job, 365 days a year, and despite nearly 40 new pills and injections approved over the past 10 years, a significant number of patients are not at goal. Several factors can be attributed to why many people with type 2 diabetes may be missing their goals. Joining me now is Dr. Steve Edelman and Dr. William Polonsky. Dr. Edelman, why have the rates of patients at targeted blood sugar levels not seen significant improvement over the last 10 years?
Yeah, it's quite striking. You know, we're at the American Diabetes Association meetings here in New Orleans, and there's a tremendous advance in the medications for people with type 2 diabetes. In fact, more than we've ever seen in such a short period of time. But when you look at national numbers, people with diabetes are not doing any better than they were 10 years ago. And so we're saying, why? And it turns out that research Dr. Polonsky and myself have done, and others actually, have shown the same thing. Individuals with diabetes, and we're talking about type 2 here, the most common type, they have a really hard time taking their medications every day over the long term. And just to say one more thing is that people with type 2 diabetes, we're not just treating glucose levels. We got blood pressure problems, cholesterol problems. It's tough to have type 2. And guess there's a interesting fact. If you don't take medications, you don't see the benefits of it. And that's primarily the main reason.
Thank you. Dr. Polonsky, despite nearly 40 new treatment options, why has there been not a compelling rate of successful diabetes management?
Well, I think you heard some of that from Dr. Edelman. You know, first of all, we know no one's unmotivated to want to live a long and healthy life. And it is really tragic that so many people are doing poorly. And oftentimes we tend to blame people with, especially type 2 diabetes, for not eating well or for not exercising or not checking their blood sugars. And it's really not fair. And again, as we've looked at all the various factors, the key one that seems most important is the individual been prescribed the right medication, and are they taking it? And we understand some of those reasons. I mean, let's face it, no one's really thrilled about taking medications. It can be a hassle, inconvenient, people forget. And oftentimes people have, suspicions about maybe this stuff I'm supposed to take is more harm than good. So those are the biggies.
Thank you. Dr. Edelman, what are the consequences for those patients who do not adhere to a treatment plan?
You're breaking up a little bit, but as I heard you say, what are some of the advances?
What are the consequences for those who do not adhere to treatment plan?
Oh yeah, gosh, the consequences are huge. First, let me say that taking your medications on a regular basis and doing all the things in terms of improving your lifestyle. Diabetes is a treatable disease, and these complications don't have to be eye, kidney, and nerve disease. The consequences are pretty serious. Stroke, amputations, dialysis, blindness. And the good news is we can prevent those. But part of the reasons I send a lot of patients to my good friend here, Bill, because they need emotional and behavioral support. It's a tough condition. And if I can get them to take the best medications over the long term, they will do extremely well. But as you know, Debbie, you have to be motivated, and you have to be activated, and you want to live a long and healthy life, and you got to understand what's going on with your own condition, work with your caregiver. There's some fantastic new advances we've seen here at the diabetes meeting too that will help address those issues.
Thank you. Dr. Edelman? Dr. Polonsky, what are a few new treatment options?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. I wonder if you could just say that one more time.
What were the treatment options?
Yeah, what are a few new treatment options?
Oh, well, gosh, there's so many. I actually think Dr. Edelman could probably say a better job than I could about that. But again, we have so many different powerful tools, different types, especially different types of medications that can make a big difference. And probably what's even more exciting now is we have new ways of delivering some of those medications that are going to make it so much easier for folks, take away the forgetfulness and the decisions and the inconvenience and the hassle. And there's, for example, there's a new micro pump that'll be coming out soon. So instead of having to worry about taking some of our injectable medications once or twice a day, now you have a little pump that'll just deliver it without you even noticing it, and all you have to do is worry about it once a year. And boy, is that going to make it easier.
Debbie, you can't believe this technology. It's called Medici. They take one of the best medications for people with type 2. They put it in a tiny micro pump. It goes under the skin in a couple-minute procedure. And can you imagine that you don't have to swallow a pill or take an injection for one entire year, and maybe use that energy that you normally would be using for that to to do something else, like, maybe get a little more exercise and spend more time educating yourself on the best things to eat and worrying about portion control and things like that. It's going to be basically disruptive therapy, as I've heard people say. Can you imagine that?
Sounds great for a lot of people that have to take the treatment. Where can our viewers go for more information?
Oh yeah, more information. A great website is, it's my own organization. It's called tcoyd.org, and that stands for Taking Control of Your Diabetes. It's a patient-oriented organization. And listen, you got to live with diabetes 24/7, and I think people with diabetes need to be the most knowledgeable regarding their condition, and they'll work better with their caregivers that way. So tcoyd.org, and Bill's organization is behavioraldiabetesinstitute.org.
That's right. And again, I think the most important message we'd love to give your listeners and viewers is that, we know that with good care and effort, odds are pretty good you can live a long and healthy life with diabetes. And it's not that diabetes is going to cause all these terrible problems we hear about. It's when diabetes is out of control. And thanks to our new tools and technologies and the things we've been talking about, we really want people to understand that with good effort and making sure you have a good healthcare provider, you really can do well.
Debbie, I got to say one more thing for sure, is that I've seen this so many times in clinic. When someone comes in, they're newly diagnosed, they're all upset, and I've learned that when some of these folks get type 2 diabetes, they're going to live longer because of it. Why? Because now they're going to be paying more attention to a lot of the conditions associated with type 2 diabetes, such as blood pressure, cholesterol, and so sometimes it's a really important wake-up call for people to improve their lifestyle and get their different conditions under control. And there's no question they're going to live a longer life for it. I know it sounds goofy. You get type 2 diabetes, you live longer, but I've seen that happen. It's happening more and more now that we have better treatments.
Thank you. I would like to thank you both for sharing this important information today with our viewers. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.